Being together tonight to order for the Village of Carpentersville at 7 p.m., July 16, 2019. Kelly, please call roll.
Trustee Garcia.
Here.
Trustee Malone.
Here.
Trustee O'Sullivan.
Here.
Trustee Andreessen.
Here.
Trustee Frost. Trustee Vela. And President Skillman.
Here, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Please be seated. Bradford.
There's no invocation.
No. So, no proclamations or awards tonight?
None.
Appointments, we have none. Public comment?
No one signed up.
Anybody? Okay, we're moving right along. Consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless the trustee so requests, in which the event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. So we have consent items A, B, and C. A motion, please.
I'll motion to approve. I second.
Motion by Trustee O'Sullivan, second by Trustee Garcia. Roll call, please.
Trustee O'Sullivan.
Yes.
Trustee Andreessen.
Yes.
Trustee Garcia.
Yes.
Trustee Malone.
Yes.
And President Skillman.
Yes. Consent agenda is approved. And next item on the agenda will be managers and staff reports.
We did receive a letter from the Dundee Township Park District thanking our staff for their support with the 4th of July fireworks. Successful event, no real issues that went along with it. Thank you, police and fire, for keeping an eye on it, and I hope the residents enjoyed themselves. I'm also going to invite Public Works up to give a update on some of the capital projects that are going on around the village right now.
Good evening.
I'm going to just give a brief run-through of some of the projects going on in the village, more specifically the Illinois 31 Huntley and Huntley Road project. 31 Huntley and Huntley Road are both funded with Fed funds and state funds. Huntley 31 is a combination of CMAQ, STP funds, and state contribution. And then Huntley Road is Fed funds, and then we entered into an IGA with West Dundee for 50% of that 25% local agency portion of that. And for Huntley Road, we're about 25%. I think it's down to 20% now of funding that the village has to come up with for that. So Huntley 31, we're 30% complete. We're approximately 4 months behind schedule. That's for various, due to various utility conflicts. We had some contaminated soil issues at the corner of Huntley and 31 that we had to take care of before ComEd could resume their work. And then we had some harsh winter weather, which prohibited some of the underground work over the winter. Typically, we try and do a lot of underground over the winter. This winter was particularly harsh, so it prevented a lot of underground work. And then, of course, a very rainy spring and rainy early summer. Same thing, couldn't get a lot of work done because of that. So again, we're about 4 months behind schedule. Some of the bigger utility conflicts, there was a few known conflicts. There was a high-pressure gas main at 31 in Maine that prevented the removals, pavement removals, at the corner by Parkway Bank. That was done late January and brought that area about 4 months behind schedule. There was a gas main relocation needed at Main and Lincoln. And then once that was relocated by March 29th, it took a little while to get the new main livened up because they didn't want to do it in cold weather. That was about a 4-month delay on that. Locations that needed to be, or utilities need to be located that were incorrectly located on their atlases or in the field. There was a conflict with a high-pressure gas main with a new wall footing by Parkway Bank. That with several attempts from the village and our consultant to get them out there to do that work. We wanted to get out there and uncover the main and support it. We've been trying to do that since about late March. Next week, they're actually going to come out and start doing that work, so that's another delay. Missed conflicts from NICOR. There's a gas main that runs along 31 in Maine on the south part of 31 and goes a little bit on Maine to the, or Huntley to the west. They're going to start that relocation, or actually they started the relocation work. They're going to start it July 22nd, I apologize, and that's about 6 weeks to complete. So there's several issues that are contributing to this project being behind. On a positive note, we've kind of flipped our concentration of efforts on construction. Since most of the utility work is done at the bottom of the hill at Lincoln and Maine, they're going to continue working there. A bulk of the water main, mainline water main storm and whatnot's done, so they're going to finish up the services. That's about a couple weeks to do the water and sanitary services. Then Plody will come in once their sub is done, start doing the curb work, excavation, and pavement to get the intersection done. And the hope is, or the thought is, to get the north side of Main Street Hill done too, so we can get all that done from the bottom, the top of the hill down, and then get that opened up to 2 lanes of traffic, hopefully by October 31st. So we'll have two-way traffic. One way will be on the old pavement, and then one lane will be on the new pavement, but it'll be 2 lanes. That's what our goal is. And then once all the utility issues get resolved, various things on 31 Huntley, then they resume work there. Any questions on that?
We get a lot of questions from folks around the village about this because it's been going on so long. Any chance we can get any kind of compensation from NICOR? Because it sounds like they're at the root cause of a lot of this.
There has been preliminary talks. There is, in the agreement we have with IDOT, anytime that there's a local agency-led project, which this is for us, and it's Fed-funded, IDOT is the lead agency. IDOT has the contract with the contractor, I should say. Part of that agreement is that we burden the cost of those utility conflicts, but since it's in a state right-of-way, and the state has a contractual obligation because they have a funding portion too of this contract, they have kind of, I don't have it in writing, but in conversations back and forth, they have kind of taken the lead on this and are pursuing NICOR to get out there and do this, and then they'll have further conversations with NICOR later about any compensation that the contractor comes to them with.
Because the ancillary cost is a huge inconvenience to the people that live here, right? I mean, they're pissed, not to put too fine a
Understandable,
point on
yeah.
it.
But with staff. But the contractor has, they've dragged their feet a little bit here and there, but they've committed to, most of it's not their issue. The utility conflicts they can't help. Staff does believe that they've used that to their advantage on sometimes, sometimes on the field on this project. But regardless, they have committed to get the intersection at the bottom of the hill done. And then our hope, or what we want to do is get the hill open to 2 lanes, and that'll be a huge inconvenience to the motoring public. So.
Thanks, Ed.
On Huntley Road, we're about 28% complete. That's about 4 to 6 weeks behind schedule. Again, there's been some utility conflicts there, but not as much. Again, with the harsh weather over the winter and rains, that did not help any. ComEd had a service with AT&T to a pedestal on a pole that has been resolved, but that actually stopped work in one area. They should be out hopefully Monday to resolve that. And Comcast has a line by Hamilton Drive on Huntley Road in West Dundee that goes, I think, off to the northeast that they have to take care of that, and that's actually hindering some work in the widening area on the south side. We're in stage 1 now. We're 60% done with storm sewer. That should be done in about 3 weeks. Plody will then get in, do fine grading, place the stone and curb and gutter by the end of August, and then put the pavement down for, that'll be done by mid-September. And then we'll flip the traffic onto the new pavement. And then we'll start working on the section to the south, and that'll become stage 2. That'll be a shortened duration, more than stage 1. It'll be quicker than that one because the embankment is substantially complete already for the roadway. And the mainline storm sewer was done as part of stage 1, so really we just have some laterals to put in to meet to the new storm sewer. And then the pending utility conflicts I just mentioned will also be done by then, hopefully, so those will not be in the way. The contractor has already came to us today at a progress meeting and said they've been working 12-hour days, and they would like to work Saturdays and Sundays to get this back on schedule. If they are able to do that, West Dundee is looking at the Sunday schedule too. They believe we can get this done by the contractual date of November 22nd, within like a 10 or a 15-day window, which is still within contract. They have a 15-day window to do that. So that one's looking a little better schedule-wise.
Any questions?
Just if I can go through the other village projects real quick.
So, hold on, Ed,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So the bottom line, Huntley Road's gonna be done this year, if everything goes well.
That's the plan, yeah. There might be some punch list work,
Yeah.
some restoration.
But the road's gonna
landscaping
be
we have to
open,
do,
the
but
hill's gonna be open,
The plan is
possibly
Huntley Road will be open, and the plan is to have the hill open
by the end of the year.
End of the year.
Okay.
East Side MFT roadway resurfacing project. That project is half funded by the village and then half reimbursed by CDBG. Triggy got the east half curb and gutter and sidewalk in. They're going to do the removals on the west side tomorrow, start doing that. Temp access has been provided to all the residents on the west side. Once that's done, it's probably a 6-8 day window. They'll do the milling, base repair on the roadway, resurface, striping, and then that'll be done. That's a 30-day contract, so it's pretty quick. Sidewalk removal and the cutting program, those are both MFT funded. They're at IDOT right now for approvals. Contracts have been executed. I'd hope to have them out in a couple of weeks doing that work. And then the west side resurfacing, Arrow Road got that. They're still doing saw cuts and removals on the west side of town. And then after that, they'll move to, they're in Kimball Farms now, and then they'll move to Hillcrest and Highland, and then complete South Washington as part of that also. And then the other project we have started is Hopi Lane. We have a pre-construction meeting tomorrow. We'll have a schedule at that time, and that project is anticipated to get done this year as well. Any questions? Thank you all very much.
Is that Navajo?
Yes, I'm sorry, that's, no, it's Hopi. Navajo is the east side resurfacing. Hopi is the storm sewer project. It's just north of Helm and 25.
Is that by the Village Pizza?
Right, goes around Village Pizza, goes to Cherokee, that area.
Finally
Takes
fixed
care of the issue of the box
Yeah,
that's been
okay.
failing, yes.
it? Finally?
Finally, yeah.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, the last comment is Kevin Gray and I did have a meeting with ComEd, their annual municipal review meeting with us today to go over things. They were actually helpful in resolving some of this utility delay, so she did work quickly. We presented the issue to her at noon this morning, and we had an answer by 4. So we've been dealing with the issue for several months now, and she was able to resolve it, so we were happy with the help we got from ComEd today.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, moving on. No old business?
None.
New business. Okay, public hearing regarding a petition to repeal annexation agreement at Sleepy Hollow Road, 2185. So I would like to declare a public hearing open at this time. Can I have a roll call, please?
Sure. Trustee Garcia,
Here.
Trustee Malone,
Here.
Trustee O'Sullivan,
Here?
Trustee Andreessen,
Here.
and President Skillman.
Here. And next item would be staff comments. John?
So the specific property that's the subject of the public hearing is 2185 Sleepy Hollow Road. It's on the west side of Sleepy Hollow, just north of Huntley Road, actually at the intersection with Parsons Road. It's a approximately 5.5 acre property that the village annexed in 2008 for an 8-unit subdivision. The developer of that property, as you can imagine, in 2008 is the beginning of the crash of the real estate market. They lost that property foreclosure. The current owner that bought the property from the bank is now willing to sell it to a new owner who wishes to just construct his own home on the property and potentially a second home for some relatives. So the agreement before you tonight would vacate the subdivision that the village approved and also vacate the annexation agreement. The property would still be annexed into Carpentersville, and it would still have its R2 residential zoning. and the new owner would follow any current regulations to build the house on that property.
Excellent. Any questions? Public comment, anybody? Anybody have any questions, comments? Okay, we'll close it. Oh,
We can have a motion to
I need a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
Right, and reconvene or continue the
Regular board meeting,
meeting.
okay.
Motion to continue the regular board meeting.
I second.
Okay, motion by trustee O'Sullivan, second trustee Garcia.
Trustee Malone,
Yes.
trustee O'Sullivan,
Yes?
trustee Andreessen,
Yes.
trustee Garcia,
Yes.
and President Skillman.
Yes, okay, motion carries. We're back into a regular meeting. So, are you still, does he have any comments?
Just that there's a memorandum of understanding, just approval of that one memo would handle all the business for this item.
Great, thank you, John. All right, next item on the list. Trustee committee reports?
We'll
We
need
gotta
it-
do
we'll
Repeal.
need a motion on the ordinance.
Oh, I'm
itself.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. That's why David's here. Sorry, David. Yeah, I'll need a motion, please.
Motion to approve?
Yes.
And for the record, this is item B under new business on the regular board meeting agenda.
Motion, trustee O'Sullivan.
In a second.
I'll second.
Second, trustee Andreessen. Roll call, please.
Trustee Garcia,
Yes.
trustee Malone,
Yes.
trustee O'Sullivan,
Yes?
trustee Andreessen,
Yes.
and President Skillman.
Yes. Ordinance is approved. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Okay, moving on now. I'm sorry. Trustee committee reports. Trustee Andreessen, anything?
No, nothing today.
Thank you. Trustee Garcia.
Yes. Trustee Frost and myself had the opportunity to visit the curve pouring and sidewalk pouring on Navajo. They were moving quite along really fast, really good. This is the same street where we had a resident complaining about not being able to pull in and out of their house. And I had a customer also requesting, ask about it. We checked it, everything is fine. I called the customer, the resident, and she said everything was fine. Apparently, everything was fine. I really don't understand where the complaint on Facebook came from. But both residents were happy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that all you got?
Oh, no, I also want to thank you, everybody that showed up for the 4th of July car show. We had 34 cars. To my surprise, just 2 vehicles were not from Carpentersville. One came from Lake Villa and the other one came from Schaumburg. The rest of the vehicles were here from town. We want to thank Chief Schilling, Chief Kilborn, President Skillman. We had a little fun over there. We told recipients of the police chief and the fire chief award that they will have 5 minutes leeway to leave town because of the violations on their vehicles. One of the vehicles had baseball bats, metal knuckles, guns, and it was a mafia vehicle. He got one of the awards. And the other one was because Chief Kilborn thought that the vehicle smelled different.
Great.
But it was fun. I thank everyone that came over, and hopefully next time it's bigger. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee O'Sullivan
Nothing to report.
and trustee Malone.
I have nothing to report either.
All right, thank you. All right, I have nothing to report either. We've handled everything. So, closed session, I need a motion to move into closed session.
Just to clarify, this is to pursuant to Section 2C21 of the Open Meetings Act to discuss the review and possible approval of past minutes in closed session.
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Motion trustee O'Sullivan, trustee Garcia, second.
Trustee Andreessen,
Yes.
trustee Garcia,
Yes.
trustee Malone,
Yes.
trustee O'Sullivan,
Yes.
and President Skillman.
Yes. We will go into closed session now, thank you.